Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Jesse Jackson III, best-selling author and facilitator of the Don't Kick 'Em Out book and training series. Continuing our series for school executives, superintendents, school board members, and our building principals. Key things that we see, and I want you as an executive to start understanding. I notice I call you an executive. School executives. School executives, because that's what you are. You are a part of a business. A school is a business. And when they put you in that CEO role, and that's what a principal is, they put you in a CEO role, okay? A CEO role or a divisional general manager's role. So in Walmart, we have the CEO, but then we have those district managers, those regional managers. Those regional managers are responsible for the entire region. So the Midwest region, the West region, that person has a lot of influence and power. That's central office. A lot of those schools under their care. That is running a business, okay? And so some of the skills we need to learn are business skills. So we need to understand many business problems so we know how to solve it. We are learning new skills that will help better aid us to be more efficient executives. Major problems that we see, you tell me. Number one, a hostile work climate. This is where folks have been working together, but they don't get along. And once they turn on each other, the work environment becomes not a very friendly place to be. Once that happens, it means we don't get any production. Employees feel unsupported, so that means they turn on the principal. They turn on the district. They feel you're not supporting them, so they turn on you. Blaming, it's always someone's fault. Unhealthy competition. Poor cooperation from our employees, poor chemistry among our teaching staff. They don't like to work together. Unhappy people bring their problems to work, and this is something that's becoming more common. And then trust issues. And when those trust issues kick in, you have a different type of a problem, because once the trust issues become dominant and no one trusts each other, we tend to see a situation where the production wanes. If a leader cannot develop at least a trust or workplace trust relationship with his employees, we have a problem. And if a leader doesn't show themselves as trustworthy, all this means is you follow through what you say, good, bad, or indifferent. I always like to say a principal-led culture is a culture where the leader has decided we're going to do what's best for children all the time. We run a school, we're going to do what's best for children. And when you have a leader that has taken that stance and is always going to stay with that, what I have found 10 out of 10 times, that person is going to demand and garner the respect of their subordinates. When we have folks that are not willing to do that, you find situations where the staff is running the institution, they are manipulating the leader, and the person is really not a leader. The person is basically a coworker. And the staff has decided that they don't respect you. There's some key things that we have to understand if you want to be successful in running a school and getting very solid academic results. And those are the 5 basic fundamental strategies to improving school-wide academics. And the number one pillar of that will always be establishing the standard. And see, that's when you look at those problems that go on in the school, the standard has to be there so folks know what we're doing in our school. The standard is established by the boss. The boss, the leader, the superintendent, the building principal establishes standards, the school board, standards of how we do things. And when that standard's in place, it allows us to build a program based on that foundation. The second is always consistency. Will we follow through with what we've decided to do? You have to resist temptation not to follow through. And number 3, mandatory performance. So this means if you work here, you got to perform. We know everybody here got to carry their own water. Mandatory performance. I have a standard for my maintenance folks, a standard for my secretaries, a standard for my principals, a standard for everybody in this company. There is mandatory performance. You can't work here unless you give us production. There's a standard here, and we expect you to perform. No one gets passes. No one gets breaks. And number 4, confidence. Keeping your confidence intact. And we have had to spend so much time in building the confidence of our staff, building the confidence of our leaders and administration. This is something we do not take for granted, and we do not say because folks have a title that their confidence is intact, and we know it is not. I mean, it is a common thing for me to go around the room and ask people, where is their confidence on a scale of 1 to 10? And people to say a 5 or 6, and I'm talking about principles. So when they get into my meetings, they're not trying to hold back. They're telling you what's going on. They're telling you, hey, listen, this is where I'm at as a person. And you can't fake confidence. It is who you are, okay? Confidence is who you are and where you're at that moment. You can't fake confidence. So it is very wise of us always to know that we have to consistently build the confidence of our subordinates. And we as leaders have to keep our own confidence high. We don't assume it's high. We don't assume it based on title. We have to work on ourselves, make sure we're talking to ourselves appropriately, making sure we're using the right words, making sure we're doing the right things to build our own confidence. And then number 5, dominant leadership. We're not trying to compete. We're trying to dominate. And if your mentality has got to be, I want to be the best in the country every day. Always in my mind, I want to dominate. I don't want to compete. I don't want to be the best in the district. I want to have a nationally rated school. That's a dominant mentality. I'm not just trying to go along to get along. My circumstances of my school is one thing, but I want to be dominant and I want to put my school on the map. And that is a mentality that comes from leadership. Not I want to be good here. I start with that standard that I want to compete with kids all over the country. And notice, people say that's a lofty goal. The goals are too high. Our kids are too far behind. Every failing school started off there. And exactly what I just said is exactly how they climbed to where they are now. There was always a worst that turned into first. Why not us? Are we willing to set the standard? Will we be consistent? Will we mandate performance? Will we continue to build our confidence and support ourselves? And dominant leadership is the key to doing it. Folks, I am totally committed to retraining our leadership. Retraining. Our principals, our superintendents, our school boards have got to have better, more real-time training to better do the job we're asking them to do. I'm taking it on upon myself to retrain school executives to give them the skills they need to be successful moving districts and schools forward today in this climate that we live in. It is something that we have to do. If you know and you've watched all these videos that your school districts and the principals in your district and the APs in your district and your central office will benefit from this type of training. We have a 5-part leadership and management program, which I can guarantee is pound for pound some of the best content in the world. It is a extreme challenge. It's the same type of thing that we would do for corporate managers in the marketplace, but we are bringing that mentality and that understanding to running our schools and how to deal with our population and how to run a business at a high level. So if you know this is the type of thing that you would benefit from, I really encourage you to look into our yearly leadership and management program, where we bring all of the administrative personnel in the company in multiple times a year, and we really go at them really hard and challenge them to do some very serious evaluation, but to improve their skills. That's the key, to improve their skills. So, look at yourself really critically, but then also here's some skills you need to improve in, dealing with politics, dealing with communication, dealing with performance. How do I get staff to perform? These are the things that we need to be doing, and these are the things that we're working with staff on. So if you know that your organization would benefit in that, please reach out to us, and We make every attempt we can to serve organizations, as many as we can. Our calendar is full for a reason, but I am asking my management team to, when it comes to those leaders and those folks who call for their principals and call for their cabinet, we always make our greatest attempt to create space to get you in the program. A key thing that we also want to highlight, if you're a school, okay, so some districts will do this, which is smart. But if you're a school, the way that you use this for your school is for your admin team. And this is where all of your team leaders and your APs, I have a colleague that has 18 of those. And we have brought her team in on a regular basis. And it has been an eye-opening, school-changing process for them, because we were able to see that just because people are a part of your school administration team doesn't mean they know anything about leadership at all. Those skills that you think they have don't translate to the production that we need. So what happens? Always remember, training is what flushes out bad habits. You have to retrain your habits, retrain your emotions in your mind to get better results. So if you know that's what you have going on, you got to get that team retrained, and let's keep that pressure on team. I found that it makes it easier to get anything changed with teachers once admin is clearly on board. One person said in this one district that is just really stagnant and stuck. They said the teachers had Dr. Jackson's training in 2016, and they said the teachers are not ready for Dr. Jackson's 2019. And the truth is, school administration's not ready for Dr. Jackson because they're not willing to enforce the necessary changes to be an elite level company. Training is only for elite athletes and elite companies that want to grow and get better. Not everybody wants that. So the truth is that administration was not ready. The teachers will do whatever leadership rolls out, and they don't have to like it, but they will do it. And I have found that in 100% of every situation, when they know that leadership knows what they're doing and knows what they have to have happen, I've seen 100% of the times that those companies move forward and those people will move with that leader. I have seen that when they know you know what you're doing and know what you want done. And you say, hey, this is just what we're doing. We're moving forward. I've 100% of the time seen that work. So when admin's not ready, when admin's passive, when admin can't confront, when admin has low confidence, we're not going to get, if you're a superintendent and you don't like to confront, this is not for you, because your people could talk you out of doing what you know you need to do. That's the worst thing you can be, is have a staff-led culture versus a leadership-led culture. The leadership has to guide the company, not the people who work there. If that's happening, there's no purpose for leadership. Never forget that. We are here to raise the standard of our leadership. That's what this is all about. We have a series of books in our program. Guys, I can guarantee you it's the best leadership and management training that you will ever go to in your career. And I have documentation from 100% of everyone that has attended in the last 2 years. 100% of the evaluation said that every single superintendent, school board member, and principal should sit down and come to this training program. The key theme of that training program is folks keep talking about things they didn't know. And a lot of these were high-performing principals already, and we were giving them nuggets, details that take them to the next step. If this is something you know you need, this is what we're here to do. Thank you so much for watching our videos, all of the support, all of the wonderful things, messages that we get. We really appreciate it. This is about you, and this is about helping you grow to get where you need to be and be the best leader you can be to lead your people to a high standard of success. Dr. Jackson here. Thank you for joining us. I'll see you in class.